Hey everybody! Well, today I thought we'd take a look at another one of these cool Playmates Star Trek ships from the 1990s. This is from 1996. This came out when Star Trek First Contact came out, which was also 1996. And now, as I mentioned in a previous video, I had all these ships from Playmates and just about everything else that they made. And then I sold the whole lot. I sold the whole thing, and now I'm regretting a couple of the ships that I sold, including I did a review already of the Enterprise D with battle damage. This is another one that I really regretted selling, and so once again I had to buy this. I found this on eBay, still mint in the box, hasn't been opened. This is the really cool Borg Sphere though that we saw when they were attacking the Borg cube, and then just before it destroyed, a big panel opens up, and then this thing comes flying out of there, and I remember people in the theater like, what the heck was that? Because it was so cool looking. So this is another cool ship from Playmates. This one here has three different sound effects, and it also has the battle damage, which I absolutely love that feature. When you push a button, a panel flies off of there. So on the back of the box here we can see some detail, and you can read all this stuff right here. Then the Borg are back. Really cool. They tell you about a little bit about the episode. Here's some other things that they had for sale. I had all of these. I had the Enterprise E, and I had the phasers. I had the Phoenix, and it had the cool warp engines that popped out. All of that stuff was so cool. So here you can see that there are Borg sound effects right there by pressing the buttons, and then it has the pop-off battle damage panel. I love that. That's really cool. You can see it looks really, really cool. And it also comes with these nice stands. You can pose it with the stand, or you can just have it without the stand, because they give you another place, a piece that goes on the battery compartment. So yeah, they really thought these through when they made them. Now, one thing I am concerned about when it comes to this is because this is sealed, this is one of the ones that had the Try Me mode where you could reach in here, press the buttons, and hear the sound effects in the store before you bought it. And I did love that feature, but because this is a sealed one, that means the original batteries are still in this thing, and they're 26 years old at this point, so that's kind of scary. So more than likely, they have probably corroded into the battery compartment, so I may have to do some serious cleanup to get this thing to work, but we'll find out. Alright, well anyway, let's open this up because I'm curious to see how it looks. Alright, so let's open this thing. Once again, this is such a weird thing, opening something that's been sealed for 26 years. So this is the first time that this is going to see the light of day, which is pretty mind-boggling actually. Let's go ahead and cut this tape. Okay, and see. Oops, I don't think I got this one all the way. Alright, so let's take a look. I kind of forgot how all of these were packaged. Oh, look at that. There's the, you can already see right here the battle damage, if I can get the light not to reflect. Okay, so let's see. I think this whole thing probably slides out of here. Oh, there we go. Now, just like the other one, the Enterprise, these things were always very well packaged, which, you know, is good because these things were probably jostled around quite a bit. Let's see, we have some instructions down here. Okay, that looks like everything out of that. And just trying to see what that is down here. All right. Okay, so now we got all this tape. And this thing was so cool. I really don't know why well, I do remember that when I was selling all this stuff, I really debated whether or not to sell this one, because this was probably one of my favorite ships that they came out with, and they did come out with so many good ones. Playmates really kind of knocked it out of the park during their heyday when they were making all these ships. And oh, I see we got some wires in here or something. Okay, I'll have to trim that. What's in here? This is the stand. They always had nice stands for these. Here's the bottom panel. Wow, that's bigger than I remember. All right, well let me try to cut some of this out of here. Yeah, okay, so I've loosened some of the tape here. So these instructions, oh, these are always the reply cards that they sent us. For that, it's like a little postcard kind of thing. Here's the instructions, which really didn't have too much going on it. They're just mostly, you know, how to replace the batteries and stuff. and tells you about the buttons and stuff. Let me see here. This thing, I did finally get this open, so now we can see all of this. Like I said, they really did a good job of packaging this stuff. And oh, there's a nice Borg symbol right there. Try to cut all this off. See, it looks like that's everything out of this. This is the spare battery compartment, and I always like that they, oh, actually this looks like it's also got the, man, they really sealed this stuff in really good here. So this is the, oh, it looks like there's two. Oh, okay, no. So here's the spare battery compartment. Look at all that cool Borg technology on there. So if you don't want the stand, you can put this on to keep it like a full sphere if you want to maybe hang it from the ceiling or something. I always like that they gave you those. This is the battle damaged like panel. It's really cool. And this is the nice stand. Look at that. Got the nice Borg symbol on there. Very, very cool. All right, now let's take a look at the sphere itself. Wow, look at the way they wrap this thing. All right, let me cut this tape real quick. Okay, man, this thing is seriously wrapped. The way they tape this on here. So here we can see this really nice detail on this. Look at that. Oh, man. It's a little smaller than I remember. But look at that. That detail is just beautiful on here. Look at that. That looks fantastic. I love all this kind of greebling going on here. I'll get us some more close-ups of this once I get everything set up. Look at that down here. Oh, there's that battle damage right there. That looks really cool. Here's the buttons to activate the sound effects. Not sure what's going on with this. Some kind of cardboard. Oh man, I'm really worried about this battery compartment. Yeah, I'm kind of scared to even take that off. I hope it's not a mess in there. I really hope there's not a mess in there. Okay, so let me see. This is going to use a Phillips screwdriver to take that off. So let me do that real quick. Okay, the moment of truth. Oh man, I've been kind of regretting this. I can see the batteries in there. I really hope these are not corroded in there. Let me get this loosened. Okay. I can't remember if this screw comes completely out. Oh, okay, here we go. Okay, let's find out. Oh, look at that. There is no corrosion in there. Wow, you know what? I didn't even try it to see if it works. Where's the buttons? Let me see. No, the buttons are, the batteries are. Oh! Wow, I can't believe these work after 26 years. Wow. Okay, let's hear this one. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, let's put this one. I think that's the one I think I did that one already. Okay, let's see what this middle one is. The middle one doesn't work. Uh-oh, that could be a problem. Oh, there we go. That's where the battle damage is. And there's a button on here somewhere. Let's see, I can't remember where it is. Oh, I think it's right here. Look at how it's stealthily, camouflaged in here. This is the button that you push. Everything's a little stiff because, see how it's sticking on there? Because this hasn't been used in so long. So I may have to try to finagle with this a little bit. Wow, that is absolutely surprising and shocking. I really, really lucked out. I think I'll go ahead and take these out though and put some fresh batteries in just because the last thing I need is those leaking in there. Alright, well let me get this whole thing set up and then we'll take a good close look at it. By the way, I forgot to show the stand, how this is the strut part of it. It just fits right in here, like that. I remember this one was one of the easier stands to assemble. The other ones you have to kind of slip under a couple of little notches and stuff, but that one fit really good. Okay, so now, here's the problem with this. Now, this panel, the battle damage thing, okay, there's a little, you'll see this little thing right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. See that little thing? Okay, when you push this button, you'll notice that it goes in. See how it goes in just a little bit? And that's what makes this pop off, because there's this little lip right here on the end. See if I can focus in on that. So when that piece goes in, that's what makes this pop off, and these things are spring loaded right here, and that's what makes it pop off, okay? But the problem is when you push this, it sticks. So I have to use kind of like the screwdriver to pop it out. But even when I push it, it's not making this pop out, and I think there's supposed to be sound effects, but I don't remember. And I thought the lights came on. So yeah, I can't get this to come off, and I can pull this off. So I think what I'm going to have to do is, sadly, I'm going to have to dissect this thing. So there are some screw holes. Let's see, where are they? They're down here, and they're probably Phillips screws. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like there's 4 of them. So I'm going to have to take this apart and then maybe see what's going on in here. This thing is so old, it's just probably just not working right. This button, I was getting it to kind of pop back up there for a while, but it just kind of stopped doing that. This mechanism still works. It still has the spring mechanism, but it's not going far enough in to make this panel pop off. Alright, so let me see if I can take it apart and see if I can fix it. Okay, so I managed to finally get this thing apart. So here is the speaker on the one half, and then that's the battery compartment, and then you got all these wires coming across here to the other half. So over here you've got the circuit board. That is the, let's see, what are those? Oh, those are the buttons to activate the sound. That's the wires that go to the light for the battle damage. And then this thing here, see how there's oil on there? I had to put oil on there because that button kept sticking. That's the button that makes the battle damage come off, and there's a little spring that pushes on that little curve-shaped piece, and that's what lifts up to make that panel come off. And I had to put a little bit of oil down in there too, just to make sure everything's kind of, you know, lubricated, because it just wasn't sliding very well. But you know, so I can swear I remembered that. Well, maybe not. Maybe you guys can comment in the comments. But I thought that when you push that button for the battle damage, that not only lit up, but it made sound effects, just like the Enterprise D does. But there is no wires except for just the LED. So I guess I'm just remembering wrong that that this had sound effects when you push the battle damage button. Alright, so now on the other side here, the button is right there. So now that this pops back up better because it's oiled, you'll see how this pops off. And even then I have to kind of push it like a couple of times. There it goes. And I think I remember my original one had that problem too. But it wasn't popping off at all. So what I had to do is, see that little, let me see if I can focus. Okay, see that little ridge right there? That's what makes it pop off. But you see how I had to skim it just a little bit? So I just took a blade and shimmed off just a little bit of that edge, because that thing that moves on the other side here, let me see if I can show you how that works. Let's see, where is it? Oh gosh, of course it's in the dark. Let me get this aimed properly. Okay, so right here. So now let me reach down here, and it's not the easiest thing to try to do all this one-handed. Okay, so now see how that thing is moving ever so slightly? That's what makes that panel push off, and so you can see how that goes in and out. So it's oiled now to keep that from getting stuck. But that little movement right there is what makes the little edge that catches the edge of this, and it was just not going far enough in. So I had to shim some of that off. But you have to be really careful, because otherwise if you shim too much off, it's not going to stay on at all. Real quick, I just wanted to show you the two different battery covers that come with this. So that's the one that the stand goes into. You'll notice they're exactly the same except for just that little section cut out. Okay, well, let me get this thing all put back together, get it put on the stand, and finally, hopefully, I can show you the whole thing working in action. Okay, so finally I got everything all put back together now. So here it is on the stand. And I'll get some close-ups of the detail, even though you pretty much saw a lot of it during all the hustle and tussle of getting this thing to work. But it looks really good. You know, I forgot how cool this one is. I'm really glad I got this thing back again. So it's really cool. Alright, let me get some close-ups here. Looking at all this detail on here now, you can really kind of see how good of a job they did on all this. I like the copper highlights on here, and just all the little different kind of details and greeblies that they did on this. I'm sure the original model had nothing but kit bashing all over it. I think on the original Borg cubes, they actually just used the the trees, like the model trees that the parts are actually attached to, they would just glue those onto it. It's pretty funny. I like this big old kind of like pipe or something that runs down here. Look at that. That looks really cool down there. That looks really good. I like these kind of grill looking kind of things down here. I mean, there's nothing that kind of repeats, which I think is what makes this look cool, because usually on something like this, they'll take maybe a pattern and then they just repeat the whole thing, you know, 3 or 4 times, but they didn't do that with this. It seems like every little section of this is slightly different. So I think that's really cool that they took the effort to do that. There's the buttons for the activation. Down here, here's another pipe over here, but it's shorter, so see, they didn't just repeat it. Or is it? Is that the same? Oh no, see, this one's longer, I think. So yeah, that's really cool. Alright, so I've already let you hear the sounds, but we'll do it again. So this first one here, that almost sounds like a phaser or something like that. This one, maybe that was a sound when it came out of the cube, I can't remember. That one's long, so I guess that's the sound of it traveling. And then let's see, the button to activate that battle damage. Let's see, I always lose track of where that is. It's so tricky. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay, it's right here. Is that it? No, gosh, that one looks just like it. Okay, so it's on the other side here. Oh, here it is. Gosh, I tell you, that's very well hidden. Okay, so then we just push this, and it takes a couple tries. But see, now I thought it made sound and lit up when you did that, but I didn't see any wires connecting to that. So you have to push the buttons of the sound effects to make it work, to light up. If I can get a hold of this. So you can kind of see that right there. I like how it pulsates right there. And then they've got this one. And I like how the LED is kind of deep in there, so it makes it look like it goes further in, and you can kind of see the nice little clear blue they use, and just kind of the cool little detailing that they did on this. And these are the little springs that make this thing pop up once that little thing lets the little clip loose. So yeah, it's really cool. So there we go, the Playmates Borg Sphere from 1996. So this thing is now 26 years old, and well, as of the making of this video, this is 2022 now. But yeah, I'm really glad I got this back. I'm sorry that I sold my other one. I knew I should have kept it, and little did I know I'd have to go buy another one. But I saw a few of these on eBay, and there's a few still in the box. I think I paid, what was it, $60 for this, which isn't too bad, I think. I don't remember what they retailed for. I think it's somewhere around $25 maybe. I can't remember. But this is one that I really liked, along with the battle-damaged Enterprise D. And I kind of wish I kept the Borg Cube, too. And I was thinking that this one had lights on it that lit up when you do the sound effects, but that's the Borg Cube. The Borg Cube had the little lights all over it. Because I remember if you turned it in the dark, it looked like a disco ball with the lights on the way they projected onto the wall. It was kind of cool. So yeah, this one didn't have any lights in it. But, you know, it had a very brief appearance in the movie, so maybe that's why they didn't really do any kind of crazy lighting on it. I thought I remembered that this lit up, like I said, when you push the battle damage button, but it doesn't. So I don't know, maybe you guys can comment in the comments, but I looked at the wires, and it looks like it's only wiring for the LEDs. So I guess I just remembered wrong, but you know, hey, that was 26 years ago. So, but anyway, yeah, this is really cool, and at least I was able to get it to work, and I think I really lucked out by not having leaky acid batteries all over the battery compartment. I really lucked out. So whoever owned this all these years must have kept it in a nice, cool, dry place. Thank goodness. So, but all right, well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe too. I'd really appreciate that. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next video, and have a good one.